Everybody, welcome back. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, welcome. If you are a someone who has seen my videos before, welcome back. First of all, I want to say if you enjoy my content and if you enjoy this video, please consider subscribing. I'm really trying to build my tribe, and I would love for you to be a part of my tribe. Please think about subscribing. Please hit the notification. Please give me a thumbs up if you really like it. If you don't like it, give me a thumbs down because basically the engagement will help push my video through the algorithm. And so that would be great. All right, let's get started. Okay, this is going to be like part three of my series that I have been talking about Prince William versus Princess Harry. And I made two other videos prior to this, and it will really help you out to start at the first one and then view this one because it gives you a little background of, and of what I'm talking about and why I'm giving the reading that I'm giving uh, today. Um, a little capsule of it is that it's Prince William versus Prince Harry, not Prince Harry versus Prince William. And it's the reason why I phrase it that way because William sees Harry as an adversary. Harry does not see it that way. And I don't think Harry has fully come to terms with the fact that William hates him. He hates him, and he hates him in a way that is parallel to the Cain and Abel. And I really don't think that Harry understands how deep it really runs with William. And this is my reading. This is the reading that came to me about this. And because of that, I think Harry is very um, naive, and hopefully, he'll come to a full understanding. Because I see things in the news about, should we bring Harry back? Should we bring Harry and Meghan back? Over there in the UK, the press is softening a little bit when it comes to Harry and Meghan, and so I really think that Harry needs to be careful and understand exactly who he's dealing with. He's dealing with uh, the same people. Not, I'm not talking about William, but I'm saying the press and other forces that killed his mother. And I say other forces, and that's another thing. I'm going to make a video about Princess Diana and what my reading about what's went on there. And I'm going to really sleep on it and meditate on it, and I'll make a video about that. But uh, back to Harry, I really don't think Harry has a full understanding of what is going on there. Uh, and it's very dangerous. It's definitely a Cain and Abel situation. Uh, I also wanted to talk about William. Oh, here's the puppy. Here's the puppy. Hold on. Listen, little boy. You're going to have to get over here and be still if you're going to be in the video, okay? You got to be still. All right. I wanted to focus on William and what my reading about him is because I woke up this morning and I had this reading about him and why he is so incandescent with rage all the time. His temper, his um, his history of being very volatile, being very um, indecent, angry, just angry. And in Harry's book Spare, he was talking about um, he saw the red mist come over uh, Prince William, and how I think, Harry didn't say it, but I think Harry was actually afraid of him. He was afraid of, he said he had never saw that, him in that kind with that kind of anger. And I got to do a video about why I think he was so angry, and why he hates Megan so much. That's another video at another time. But um, and what my reading is about him, and what was put on my heart last night, is it went back to 1991. I think I even wrote it down. It's 1991. He was 8 years old, and he was at school, and they were playing golf, and he was hit in the head with a golf club. And that's why he has that scar on his forehead, because he was hit in the head with a golf club, and he had to have surgery. He had now it was more serious than a concussion. He had a skull fracture, and that's very, very serious. And if people don't know, people who get skull fractures, if it's serious enough, and like I understand it, he had to have surgery. The surgery was over an hour. So that's very serious. And it can change your personality. Okay. And, you know, and when that was laid on my heart, I was like, yeah, that might be the reason he has an inability to regulate his emotions. So what I did was I went and I looked at some of the symptoms, or some of the behaviors of somebody who has had a skull fracture, and it changed their personality, and some of the things were poor motivation. Well, we all know that he doesn't like to work, to the point where they call him work shy. Okay, so we can check that little box. Okay, and then it says self-centeredness. Do you remember that picture of it was raining, and he just took the umbrella and left Kate standing there, and Harry's like, hey, aren't you gonna come back and see, and let your wife be under the umbrella? And then I saw a incident where she was pregnant. They were getting off this small plane, these small little steps, very steep steps. Steps. I think they were in Sweden. I want to think. And she was coming down. He never looked back at her. If you see Harry, Harry's always looking back for Megan. He's always making sure that she's good. If he goes down some steep stairs, he looks back, he reaches back, he offers his hand to make sure that she's secure. William never looked back, never looked back. And his wife, she looked to me like she was at least 6 months pregnant when this happened. And so that tells me that he has some self-centeredness. He's very self-centered. Okay, it says lack of awareness of others' needs. Check. Okay. Being lazy or thoughtless. Check, check. Sudden mood changes. Check. Uh, anger or irritability. Check. Now, it says depression. Now, I don't know. I can't say that he gets depressed or not. I have never saw anything um, that's in the news or anything about him getting depressed. And if anybody has, would you leave it in the comments if you have an article or some kind of information that shows that that's a check? So I won't say check with that. Impulsibility. Uh, he's very impulsive, because look how he just up and came over there where Harry was and jumped on him. And that's the, That's the only way you can put it. He came over there to force Harry to do what he wanted him to do. And when he found out Harry was going to be resistant, I'm sorry for the shaking, the little puppy. Uh, he is, he's, I don't know. He just want to be worrying me, I guess. Um, so yeah, we'll do that a check. And it says difficulties regulating your emotion, incandescent with rage. Check. So, like I said, this happened in 1991. He was 8 years old, and they said that he had to spend the night overnight in the hospital. And when a royal has to stay overnight in the hospital, that's serious, okay? Because Queen Elizabeth had cancer. I think what they said she had, what, bone cancer, and she only spent one night in the hospital. So it's very, very serious if they spend it, because they have access to all kinds of things, and they can have like an infirmary in the, within the castle. So it's not a big deal for them. Sorry about the shaking. He's making me move. But so it was really serious, and he had a skull fracture. And him having a skull fracture, it is very you know, it's not out of the ordinary that someone who has a skull fracture can develop personality changes. And I really feel that this is another reason why he has an inability to regulate his emotions, and he has an inability to, he has these mood swings, and that he is always incandescent with rage. Can you imagine? Can you imagine how bad it is that, to the point where the news media has put it, picked up on it? Because we would never know this if it weren't for the article after article after article after article about his rage, his anger, his fights with, they say, rows. I refuse to use that, because I'm American and we don't say rows, we say fights. And arguments. And they said that they really get heated between him and Kate. And I bet, oh, if walls could talk, and if servants and staff hadn't signed NDAs, oh, what we would know. Because I have a feeling there's plenty to know. I really do. And I think that that might be an explanation. I feel, like I said, this is what the reading that was put on my heart, that one of the reasons why William is as horrible as he is and is capable of really hurting people is because he has an inability to regulate his emotions. And a person who has an inability to regulate their emotion will hurt you, because they get caught up in the moment. They fly in a rage. So I'm thinking that is what's going on with him, and that's another reason why Harry should not expose himself or his family to that anymore. I remember, I think it was in Spare, where he had started to bully Megan. He putting his finger all up in her face, and turning red, and Megan said, "Will you kindly get your finger out of my face?" And one thing about a person who has an inability to regulate their rage, I mean, regulate their emotion, when someone resists their resist their anger and match energy with them, it only makes them escalate, and it only becomes more and more dangerous for the person who is actually rational but is just matching their energy. So and that is the, I think, uh, I know this had something to do with it, but I made a video about Puff Diddy. a Puff Daddy or P Diddy. I get confused with all his names. And that video with Cassie, and you saw how Cassie, when he came out there, Cassie just, she did not match his energy at all. She absolutely, he hit her, he knocked her down. She remained laying down. He kicked her. She never really responded or whatever, because she knew if she matched his energy, that it was only going to get worse and worse and worse and worse. And she knew. That's why I believe that this is not the first incident. He can say on his apology um, video all he wants to. That is not the first incident, because of Cassie's behavior is very telling to me. I'm a psychotherapist by trade, by profession, and her response to his violence tells me everything I need to know, that she is a battered woman, and this has gone on time after time after time, and she knows that her resisting would only make it worse. So she did not resist. And so I lost my train of thought, but uh, oh, I know what I was going to say. That's why Harry getting Meghan out was the best thing that he could have done, and him coming back would be the worst, because William, with this inability to regulate his emotions, he cannot, it's very dangerous for the person, especially a woman who's going to match that energy of his. And that might be what is going on with Kate. Kate maybe wanted to match energy, but that's not what I really feel about Kate. But because I think, but this is not a reading or anything like that about Kate, but this is just my thoughts, that Kate has always been um, a person who never resisted or whatever. When it came to William, she just pretty much let him have his way. So I don't think, unless I lay down and a reading comes to me, and it's something different than that, I'll say it. But right now, just me thinking, just me, my belief is that she she's not a fighter when it comes to, she doesn't match his energy. But anyway, I'm going to end this video because it's getting a little long. Basically, also, I want to say that none of what I said is based on any kind of article or evidence or anything like that. This is a reading that comes to me. It's a gift that I have had all my life, that I'm able to project and be able to see what this person would do, have done in the past, will do in the present, and will do in the future. And then I just come and talk about it, and we'll see if I'm right or not. But like I tell my kids, I'm not right all the time, but I'm in the high 90s. But this particular video is not really about being right or wrong. It's really about trying to understand why William is like he is, and why he feels that Harry is an adversary, and why Harry is very much in danger. Harry and his family is very much in danger in the presence of William, because this is Cain and Abel. All right, everybody. All I want to say is, again, if you enjoy my content, please, please subscribe. Give me a thumbs up. Hit the notification. And I'll be back tomorrow. Bye. Wait a minute. Bye. Wait a minute. Okay.